Hello and welcome to another Tabletop Ramblings Middle-earth strategy battle game battle reports. Today's battle report is all about Angmar, specifically this 400 point list sent in by one of our subscribers, Alex. This list is 2 identical warbands, each one led by a Barrow Wight, with 4 sword and board, although they've all got axes or picks, orcs with 5 spears behind them, a warg rider, and a cave troll with hammer. 400 points, absolutely lethal. This list is all about control. It's got no might, but it's got 10 will for casting paralyze on those Barrow Wights, and the trolls can munch through anything, especially paralyzed heroes. So today we're going to test this list out, and we're going to go and see what force is going to take them on. And today it will be the Elves of Lothlorien. We have Haldir with 4 bowmen with spears, 2 knights with bow and shield, and then he's backed up by Rumil. He is proxied here by a non-based elven captain. This is a list I've always wanted to run. I wanted to choose a list that hadn't just been designed specifically to beat Angmar. And the reason I've never run it is because I don't have a Rumil because he's out of production. So we're proxying him, but he has with him 3 elves with no additional war gear, 7 spear and shield, and 1 banner, spear and shield. And that is 400 points of Lothlorien. This is the table for today's battle. It's got the gorgeous mat on it, the TT Combat mat that's been picked up from Atomic Cards, but unfortunately the table it's on is just a kitchen table, and it is very, very small because the studio, for want of a better phrase, is currently being renovated. So we're just going to do to the death, and then deploying 24 inches apart, the size of the table shouldn't make any difference. We're also filming cramped into the middle of the kitchen floor where the lighting's not ideal. There's a light directly above, which is great for shots like this, but when my head's shadow is in the way, I apologise in advance. Victory points for this scenario are fairly straightforward. You get 1 point for wounding the enemy leader and 3 for killing them, 3 for breaking the enemy, and 5 for breaking them while being unbroken. And then you also get 2 victory points for a banner at the end, and 2 victory points if you are the one that quarters your opponent. And this game ends once one force has been reduced to 25%, or 1/4. As we've said, this is quite a simple scenario. It's just go up, kill the other team. So there's no special rules to go through, so we can roll for first turn priority. We should point out that Angmar is going to be using the red dice, Lothlorien will be using the green dice. Lothlorien as well will be using the new channel dice with the Tabletop Ramblings insignia on from Counter-Attack Games for their heroes. So without further ado, let's roll for first turn priority. First turn priority goes to Lothlorien. End of the movement phase for turn 1. Nothing special, everyone has just advanced forward. The Lothlorien cavalry have moved half, and the archers have moved half, so that they can all shoot. Not very many decent targets. This is in the way for a fair few shots, but there will be a couple of clean shots. We'll go straight into the shoot phase, and Haldir is going to take shots just into the front rank. He has it in the way for these rocks, so does he hit? 1 hit. Does it go through the rocks? No. So he hits the rocks. Not massively good there as a start, but hey ho. So this chap has a clean shot at one of the guys over there. He hits, needing, oh yes, that'll definitely do it. So first orc goes down, wounding there on a 5, and that 6 definitely does it. Then we've got these 3, and they're just going to first off see how many hit. 2 hits. So then it's 5s on either of the front guys. So see if any die. Oh, 1 does. That 1 possibly cocked. Oh, that seems a little harsh. Was only slightly cocked. We'll just take off 1. We'll give Angmar the benefit of the doubt, as they are the ones to beat. We don't want this to have been unfair in any way. We'll then do the rider. He's going to shoot at the spearman. He hits, and he does not wound. Then this chappy here is going to shoot. See, he's just going to go for a guy in the front, and he misses. So that is the end of the shoot phase. We'll roll now for priority. And this time it goes to Angmar. End of the movement phase, and again Angmar have just ploughed forward, trying to keep their trolls safe. In one practice game, one of the trolls did die from bowfire before it even got in, so they are keeping safe. A couple of the orcs are going down, but that's better than the trolls. They are just charging forward. Lothlorien pretty much stayed still. This knight, who was slightly too far forward, has just come back, and then Haldir has moved so that he can shoot over his friend's shoulder into some better targets that don't have the in the ways. So that is the movement phase. Still fairly static at the moment. We'll go into the shoot phase, where we've got a couple of shots. This chap is just going to shoot into orcs at the front and miss. We've then got this guy here. He's going after that spearman. He's the only one where he's got a clean shot, but he misses. And then these 3 just going after those 3 there. If by some miracle they're able to kill them all. They all hit, which is nice. So 5 pluses, just prioritising the guy at the front. But no kills. That's not very good. And then this archer, he is going to go after a chap at the front and miss. Poor shooting there. We've then got Haldir. He has 2 shots. He's moved, so he's hitting on 4s. He is going to go after, who can he see? Haldir. He's going to go after the troll. He's going to go for the troll with him in the way. So does he hit? No. Oh dear. Moving there has bottled it with those brand new dice. I'm going to blame Haldir rather than the dice. And so he has missed. No wounds to shooting this turn. That is not what Lothlorien need. Let's roll for turn 3 priority. And again, it goes to Angmar. Nearly the end of Evil's move. Just jumping in because this chap, and it's been pre-measured, it's going to move 6 to here, where he is in range of Rumil. And he's going to use 2 of his 5 will to paralyse him. It goes off on a 4+, and it just goes off. So Rumil has 1 will and resistant to magic. So does he risk it on just resistance to magic? Yes, he's just going to use his 3 to try and resist paralyze. Oh, it's a 3. He's going to use a point of might, so he's still got his will, but he's down to 2 might to resist that. Could have been better, but also could have been worse. And then, importantly, this spirit hero is now within 3 of a lot of these orcs to give them terror. And we should also point out that this guy has a club, and this one has a sword. And it's the chap with a sword who is the leader. And for the elves, it has to be Haldir, as he's been FAQ'd into a hero of valor. So with that, we'll come back after Evil have finished off their move. End of Evil's movement. They've tried to tuck in this way, so that if the elven shield wall does charge, then it will block out all of the arrows. Or if they stay still, then they'll just charge next turn. But before they finish, the leader, Barrow Wight, is going to use 2 will. He's just in range of Rumil. He is going to try and paralyze him as well. He does get it off, and this time it's on a 5. So I think Rumil is going to have to use his will and his 3 points. So his will be on the tabletop ramblings dice, because if that's a 6, then it comes back free. And it is the tabletop ramblings dice. Never fail. In that, that's the best they've done in the very short time they've been used, and he gets that for free. So he's resisted that, and he hasn't spent the will. That is a very, very good result there for the elves. That is the end of evil move, so we'll come back with goods movement. End of the movement phase, and Angmar has successfully taunted most of the bow fire, where all of the elves now are engaged in combat, bar a few. The 3 bowmen with spears are backing up. Haldir's joined the front lines to just extend that along and allow Rumil to have a friend in the combat. The knight here has just edged across 5 so that he can get a cheeky shot with an in the way on that warg. And then these 2 bowmen here, the knight and the archer, now have clean shots there, but they've had to move to be able to do it. Angmar don't really like fighting in a shield wall like this, but they need to just charge forward come what may, at least in the early turns, because they can't do anything about the ranged threat from the 6 bows from Lothlorien and 2 power shots from Haldir. So they've just got to get in and hope for the best, and then start working their magical spells. So we'll do the shooting, and then we'll dive into combat. So we'll start off with this chap. He's got a shot on the warg, the warg rider. So he hits. Does he go past the tent, 4+? He does. Horse or rider, or warg or rider, it hits the warg, but does nothing on a 1. We've then got this chap here who's going to shoot. He's got a clean shot at the spearman. He hits, needing a 5. He kills. That rearguard spearman goes down. Then this chap has now a clean shot on the warg. So he hits, warg or rider, hits the rider, 5+. No, not quite. He is still alive. So could have been worse, kill the spearman, but it is now going to come down to combats. And in the combat phase, both Haldir and Rumil in combat, but they're not going to call. Haldir can't really go anywhere with a heroic combat. We're saying that this is difficult terrain, so Haldir can't whip around and chance his hand against the troll. And Rumil is even fight value with the troll, but he does have his parry special rule where he can force the troll to re-roll a dice. So he's hoping, even if the troll rolls a 6, that he can make him re-roll away from it. And he's saving his might realistically to try and counter spells. So without further ado, we'll start off and we'll just go along the line. We'll do these 2 against those 2. And the front elf is going to... He's not going to 2-hand. He's just going to feint, and here will be the tabletop ramblings dice. Oh, and evil win. They're in range of a banner, and no. Evil win that, making strikes, needing a 6. Not quite. Should have piercing struck, but the odds were not against. Were not with the orcs to win that fight. So the next one, feinting, and he's not going to piercing strike. The orcs are just there to survive while the trolls mint stuff. Again, they do win, but it's a banner for elves, and no, the elves lose again. But no 6. Oh, he's not got a shield on the front there. He is dead. The reason they've not got shields is simply because I haven't got round to blue stuffing and green stuff some replica shields. So 2 on 2.
And he is going to piercing strike. That orc is going to piercing strike. He's what? Oh no. There we go. Tabletop ramblings. It comes in. He has lost the fight there. The elf wins. So this one is re-rolling ones. No, can't re-roll threes. So those elves back away. The orcs rather back away. Oh, except he did piercing strike. What does his piercing strike go down to? Just defense 4. He would have had to go down to crazy low. He'd have had to go down to defense 1. It wouldn't have happened. So we'll come back to Rumil. We'll do 2 on 2. Again, front elf is fainting, and the orc is going to piercing strike. And again, they get a 6, so re-rolling. Oh, to a 6. The banner does it for the elves. What does his defense go down to? Ooh, his defense goes down 3 from 5. He's now defense 2. So these are wounding on 4s. And he is killed by that front elf. Piercing strike there didn't pay off. Nearly did. But the banner from the elf paid off. So we then have 2 on 2. Again, the tabletop ramblings dice is going to be fainting. And the orc is not going to do any special strikes. He's lost that fight even with that one cocked. Because on a draw, the elven fight value is higher. But no wounds. The elves forgetting how to swing their swords a little bit. We then have, oh, this one's better. This is Haldir. So Haldir, he's only 2 attacks, but he's got a friend, and he's against 2. And those 2 are just going to fight it. Oh, Haldir's friend clutches it there and wins the fight. And Haldir wounding on 4s, and his friend wounding on 5s. And that is just enough. He's probably even trapped, but it's irrelevant because he's dead. And that is not the end of the fight, in fact, because there is Rumil against the Troll. So Rumil is a standard kind of captain profile with a couple of tweaks. And one of those tweaks is 3 attacks, which is rather nice. So 3 attacks, and then he's got 2 friends and a banner. We'll do the banner separately. But first off, we will do the Troll. Just grab a dice, that's why the camera is shaking crazily there. So we'll roll for the Troll. He just gets a 4 high. Rumil & Co. There we go. Tabletop Rambling 6. That is unfortunate there for the Troll. So these are the normal guys, including the banner now. Rolling, needing 6s. Oh, there's a wound. And then Rumil just needs 5s because he's strength 4 on defense 6. Oh, and that's nothing. He would need 3 points of might and he's spent 1. Gutted. So just 1 wound on that Troll. And we'll put a marker on that Troll so that we remember. But he's the one that's not in Hulk smash pose. Has taken a wound. So that is the end of the fight phase, end of the turn. We'll roll for turn 4 priority. It's a draw. So this time it goes to whoever didn't have it last, which I believe gives it to the elves, but we'll go back and check that footage and double check. Yes, the elves do have priority, so they will move in uncontested as Angmar have no might. The Cave Troll interrupts this video to say, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you'd like to send in your lists, we'll see if we can get those on the channel as well. End of the movement phase. The elves have just charged in. They've just re-engaged the shield wall where possible. A couple of guys failed courage tests, primarily over here. He failed. But he was able to be close enough that Rumil could shimmy across when he passed his courage test in order to still make use of him as a shield, as a spear support. He failed his. He's out of combat. Other than that, it wasn't too bad on courage. The knight managed to pass and charge into the cave troll just to tie him up, stop him from wandering around and getting ready to gut stuff. The archer came back to help support next turn, but that allowed the Wargrider to charge round. He's about 7 inches away, so he's able to charge but not be charged. Here, the archer just moved back rather than engage the Wargrider and risk losing on just a one-on-one, especially as some spears could have come round. And that Warg Rider has just stayed still, as he is worth less points than the knight. He's happy just to play cat and mouse with him and tie up the knight, who's unable to shoot as well with his bow, because he is going to be in the way of the Warg Rider. Evil have just trapped that chap up there and have just engaged where they could. Importantly here, they've pulled the spear support of Rumil, which also cut out the control zones and allowed those two to jump in, helping out the troll against Rumil. There's also the 2 Barrow Wights left to move. So this one here, who is the leader with the sword, is going to paralyze. Oh, he is going to paralyze. In fact, we'll do club first. He's going to do 2 on Rumil, who still has his will. He really does need to get paralyzed. So a 5. So again, Rumil is going to use his free, which is the green, and his tabletop ramblings is going to be his actual will. Needs to be another 6 to get it for free. Oh, that's not good. It's going to cost him another point of might. So that's Rumil down to just 1 might, which puts him in a very dangerous position there. 1 might left on Rumil. The leader, oh, and in fact then he's going to finish his move, just, in fact he's going to stay still. And then the chap with the sword, he is going to do 2. I think he is going to have to go after Haldir, because Haldir can heroic combat into him, and that is not good. So he's going to try and paralyze Haldir. Again, he's going to use 2, because there's a little bit of a time pressure there on getting Haldir. In fact, no, he's just going to do 1. Try and conserve some, because with this resistance to magic, it's quite good to just have lots and lots of goes at paralyze, draining off some might and will. It goes off on a 5. Good call, just doing 1. So Haldir is going to use his free for resistant to magic and his will. And it was a 6 off camera. We'll re-roll that, because there's a billion dice there, and it just looks dodgy. So, oh yeah, it was meant to be. It is the 6. It's not on the one that gets it back for free. That was the tabletop ramblings dice. So he is down to 0 will. Oh, he doesn't need to back away. It wasn't a fight. He's down to 0 will, but he has at least not been paralyzed. So that leaves sword with 2 will and club with 1. That is the end of the move. This chap is then going to just leg it back. It does give these guys, reduces their terror, but he needs to get to safety, being the leader. So he's going to run back, and then we're going to go into the combat phase. Combats. We will start off down the line, and should point out that this guy is spear supporting a spear support, which is a huge mistake, which traps that chap. So that is unfortunate there for the elves. 2 on 2 first, though. Front guy fainting and loses. They do have a banner to draw the fight and win on fight value. That banner is definitely coming in quite nicely. 5s to wound. No, that's a 4. So backing away. The orcs giving ground, but not dead. We then have this 2 on 2. Again, the front guy is fainting and wins. So then, oh, and that's the big 6, and a 5 as well would do it. So he backs away to make way, but his friend is dead. We'll then do this one. It's 2 on 2. He is, oh, I don't think he's trapped now, actually, which is good. So 2 on 2. And tabletop rambling 6. He has 1. Re-rolling 1s for fainting. Oh, but a 4, not quite enough. So they back away. Slightly nudged him, but there was room to get back. So then we'll do this one here. It's the spearman against spearman, and that spearman's going to faint anyway, even though he's not got any backup. Oh, he loses. He's got the banner re-roll. 2 a 6, so he's 1. He's re-rolling 1s, but a 2. Worst possible result. Oh, however, that spearman is trapped. So another strike is a 1, which he can re-roll. to a 5, and he's killed him. There we go. That is 1 orc down. Then we'll do this 2 on 2. So again, fainting in the front. Oh, in fact, it's not 2 orcs, but he's going to shield. He doesn't want that line to break. And he wins. Banner reroll for the elves? No, so the elves are pushed back. We'll then do Haldir's fight. In fact, no, we won't do Haldir's fight. We'll do the troll first. Because the reason Haldir didn't heroic combat is because he didn't want the troll to be able to barge onto him. So it would be very daft to do Haldir's fight first when it is elven priority. And they can choose. So here, we've got the troll and 2 friends. We'll let the troll set the bar. They've got the 6. Then the troll, with his burly 2-handed hammer, is ridiculous. So he's strength 6 on defense 6 is 4s. Burly 2-handing down to 3s. So the small red dice wounding on 3s. Yeah, the troll has absolutely eaten him alive. And it was double strikes. So that is a very, very dead cavalry model. We then have Haldir, who will feint with a spear support against a spearman, so he can't even shield. And, only just Snake Eyes from Haldir, but a 4 from his friend means that Haldir has won. So Haldir wounding just on 4s, because that guy has no shield, and he's re-rolling 1s. Oh dear, Haldir! Useless. So Haldir fails. The normal spear support guy did get a 4, but he needed a 5. So that is all of those combats, leaving just Rumil and the banner against 2 spearmen and the troll. So we'll let the troll and his friends set the bar. Their fight 6. And, I thought that was going to be a 6. No, just a 5 high. So it's very doable here. Don't let us down, Rumil. We'll roll Rumil, who gets 2 6s. Absolutely smashes it. And then he is going to put all 3 of his strength. In fact, we'll do the banner first, who definitely doesn't wound. And then Rumil needing 5s on the troll. Ooh, has he got 2 points of might left? No, because he's had to burn might to stop stuff going off. He's only got 1 might left. He is going to save it. The troll and friends back away. So even though the whites haven't paralysed Haldir and Rumil, they are still stripping them of resources, leaving them vulnerable and also fairly incapable of cutting down these trolls. So that is the end of the combat. So let's roll for priority. And again, it goes to the elves. And there's nothing that the forces of Angmar can do about it without any might. End of the movement phase. The elves have all charged in. This chap failed his courage test, the very first one, but the rest passed. Up here, they didn't need courage tests for these few because the Barrow Wights have abandoned those orcs to their fate. That was realistically all the elves could do, just charge in. The elf warrior moved into support and the knight moved across to just stop that warg coming around and getting in on infantry. Then in Evil's move, the warg charged into the knight, and the warg that was hiding around there has come around to try and get in behind the elves and just spear supports basically. Spear supporting against Haldir especially, because Haldir has gone in on the troll, passed his courage test to charge. This guy's coming around, he's on difficult terrain, but he'll be able to join the fight behind next time. The only thing left to do is the Barrow Wights. So there's 1 left on the chap with the club, and he is going to go for Haldir, because Haldir has no will. He's only got his free one, so he's only got 1 and no. So now club is out of will, and he is just going to stay where he is. And then the one with the sword is the leader. He's got 2. Does he go for Rumil, who's threatening to cut through? But he does have his will and is free. So he's going to go after Haldir. Haldir is the leader, and he's going to use both. Goes off on a 5. Haldir only has his resistant to magic. And it is saved. He doesn't get anything back because it's just his free one, but he has saved it. So no will left on any of the Barrow Wights. Probably should have just done 1 will there, but this white now kind of needs to get out of dodge. So he is just going to move 6 over this way. just because here we've got Rumil threatening to cut through. We've got Haldir starting to do some work on the flank, so he's best off just getting out of the way, just to make sure that he doesn't give away any leader points there. So that's the end of the move. Hopefully that's how you would have played it. Do comment below if you think it should have been different. So that is the end of the move. There's no shooting. We'll go straight into combats. Start off the combat phase, and Rumil is going to save his might, but Haldir, as he's not spent any yet, is going to call a heroic strike. He is even fight value with the troll, and he's got an elven weapon, but he doesn't really want to leave anything to chance there, as the troll can one-shot him with his burly two-handed hammer, wounding on nothing at all, basically. On threes, it's just brutal. So Haldir is going to strike. Rumil is not going to call anything. We'll do the combats round, and we'll start off here. Start off with the cavalryman, who loses quite abysmally there and dies. Oh, that's not good for Lothlorien. Two Warg Riders now poised to charge straight in to the back of the Elven shield wall. Hopefully not too little too late. We'll soon find out. Here we've got 2 on 2 with the front elf fainting. Oh, they've lost. There is a banner for the elves. 2-6. That banner has won a decent amount of fights this game. Definitely coming in very handy. And the 5 gets the kill. Not only keeping the elf alive, that banner, but also getting a kill. Getting Angmar just that little bit closer to break. We then have another 2 on 2. Again, Tabletop Ramblings dice fainting. They've lost. Can the banner do it again? No. So they have lost, and it's just 5s to kill the guy without a shield. No. So he's fine. He backs away with his friend making way for him. They've been knocked. So then the next fight, we might come back to that one just because the Rumil fight's got the potential to trap them, and it's better for them to be trapped than Rumil. So we'll do, oh dearie me, it's all a big mess here. We'll do this one first. 3 on a shielding orc, and the front 2 are going to faint. Oh no, in fact that chap failed his courage test, so he is, oh no, that was last turn. So he is in combat, he's just being knocked. So those guys in combat. Ah, the 6 is cocked there. No. So Evil have won with the banner. Evil still win. Push them back. But that's not the end of the world. He's not being able to strike, and importantly, the elves have been able to back away just to make some breathing space for this fight next. I think a 2 on 2. Front guy fainting as always. When the spear support, they've lost. A 2-6s. Banner just to a 5. Oh, he has a shield, so it is 6s. Can Angmar do it? No chance. So these guys back away. It has put the banner on the front line though. That's not too good there for the elves. So now we can do, I think we'll have to do this one. So Rumil against the troll. So the troll has no friends there, so it is just the troll, and we'll let them set the bar. The troll gets the 6, so Rumil now under pressure to get a 6, and he does. So it is a draw, but Rumil's parry rule, he's going to force the troll to re-roll his 6, which is down to a 5. So that parry has quite possibly saved Rumil's life. He's now going to go for the troll, needing 5s, and there's the 2 wounds. Parry not only saving his life, but killing the troll. That is huge there. Absolute beast, Rumil. Glad that I've got some of the elite Lothlorien models coming to convert a Rumil model, because he is going to feature very heavily. He's my new favourite. So next then, we have the striking Haldir. Let's see what he strikes up to. So he only strikes up to 8. He is not going to risk fainting. He's against Troll and 2 friends. They'll set the bar at a 5. So Haldir and friend. Haldir gets the 6. Haldir has won. Didn't need to strike, but it's better safe than sorry. And Haldir wounding on 5s. And the pleb wounding on 6s, going after the troll. Double 1s, if only he had fainted. What would he have got if he'd fainted? He still wouldn't have killed it. So they all back away. Haldir down a mite, but he's alive. And there's one dead troll. Elves doing well. And no more nasty spells. So hopefully the elves can keep this going. Although a troll on the loose can still turn the tide for Angmar. Let's roll for turn. Who knows priority? About 6. To draw. So this time it swings to evil, as good had it last. With evil priority, Haldir is going to call a heroic move. He's going to get everyone except for that chap there. So with that, he is going to take a courage test to charge the troll, which he easily passes. He's in on the troll. It does pull him slightly too far away for these guys to get into combat very easily. We'll have to do some shimmying about, but we'll do that off camera because courage tests really slow things down filming it. But crucially, this guy, when he charges there, is still going to be in 6. That's been pre-measured. He's going to be able to charge him, still staying in 6 of Haldir, just to shut that off. There's nothing we can do about this warg, but just going to have to see what happens with him. So we'll come back after the move. End of the move phase. The heroic move was quite effective from the elves. They didn't fail any courage tests. They couldn't get these guys into combat. They've just formed a wall instead because they had to stay within range of Haldir. And they managed to tag him and stop his charge bonus. But then in the evil move, this Warg Rider charged along and opted to go for him to try and save the Warg Rider. And going in there, he'd have just been annihilated next turn, and they can shield. So that was the safer option there for Angmar, to just try and get some kills. Angmar have not charged in on the guys that couldn't move. Instead, they have surrounded, spear supported their friends there who were fighting Rumil and a bloke, and allowed the leader Wight to just leg it. He is getting out of there because it looks like Angmar are in a little bit of trouble here. And there's no point giving away leader kills. He's not that great in combat with just one attack, so he's best off just hiding. Relying on the troll to smash up Haldir and then kill enough elves to break them. The elves have only lost 3 with 9 dead to Angmar. They break at roughly 10 or 11 each, so Angmar are a little bit worse for wear, but if Haldir goes down to that troll, it can swing very, very quickly. We'll go into combats. There's no shooting, so we'll start off here. It's 3 for the Warg Riders because this chap charged against an elf with no shield, so he needs a 6 and he gets a 2, so he has lost. First set of strikes, these are doubled because the guy's on the ground, but he's dead from the first ones. That is a dead elf. Those 2 Warg Riders ready now to charge into the back. We've then got a fight here. It's a 1-on-1. And it goes to the elf needing a 5. No. Pushes him back. We've then got... We'll come back to Haldir. We'll do this fight here. It is a 2-on-1. The elf's just going to fight it. He loses. He's got banner though. To a 5. And that wins on the draw. Needing a 5. And he kills. He can back away like that. That's another dead orc. We've then got here an awful lot of guys. We have 3 and the banner against that chap. This guy is not in the fight, obviously. Can't spear support a spear. He was there just to stop the banner from getting pounced on by the untagged warg. So that's 3 and the banner. The banner will roll separately if he's needed, because the front 2 are going to be fainting against the shielding chap, and he has lost. So the elves have won. We'll roll the 2 guys at the back, and then the tabletop ramblings dice are re-rolling 1s because they have fainted. Come on, re-rolling a 1 to a 5. That's what we needed. He is dead. They're getting scary close to break now, those orcs. So 1-on-1 here. goes to evil. Can the banner come in again? That banner has been absolutely invaluable. Needing a 5. Oh, not quite. Even without a shield, it's still a 5 to kill those orcs. So he backs away. We've then got a 1-on-1. He is going to faint. Oh, he's re-rolling for the banner. He's absolutely bottled it. Dear me, I'm very rough with these. So he doesn't die. He's absolutely fine. He backs away. We've then got, we'll do this 1-on-2. And he's within banner range. So he's just going to fight it. In fact, he's going to faint. He's going to go nuts. He's won. So he's fainting. But it doesn't do anything. So backing away. And then we have Rumil against the Barrow Wight and a spear support. So Rumil with his 3 dice against evil. So the White has no might. He's only 1 attack. Oh, and they've both got 1s. So Rumil could be nice there and make him re-roll 1, but he's not going to. So Rumil, he is strength 4 on defense 7, so it's 6s. Oh, and he gets 1. And he has 1 point of might left. So he could get the kill. And he is going to do it, because once broken, without someone with decent courage and a stand fast, they are... the Angmar force is just going to crumble. So he's going to use that point of might to kill the Barrow Wight. Then the final fight is Haldir and Friend against the Troll. We'll let the Troll set the bar. Haldir forgot to strike, and he's only got 1 might left anyway, so he's probably going to save it for a move. The Troll gets a 5 high, so Haldir needs at least a 5 to be in it. 6 ideally. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Banner is in range of the Spearman. And that's a 5. So it's a draw. So roll off 1 or 2, it's evil. 3, 4, 5, 6, it's good because of the Elven Blade. Oh, and it's a 3. The Elven Blade sees Haldir through and gives him the win. That was nail biting there for Haldir, who has died in every game he has ever played. So here we go. For me anyway, obviously not every game in the whole world, that would be madness. So it is 6s on the green and 5s for Haldir. Ooh, nothing again. The Troll is absolutely fine, unscathed, but that is definitely now swinging towards the Elven favour. It's the end of the turn. We'll roll for priority. And then we'll double check if Angmar are broken. So it's Elven priority. We'll check if the forces of Angmar are broken. End of the movement phase. Angmar were not quite broken. They need to lose 1 more to break. So the elves have just charged in and tagged everything. Haldir and 2 have managed to get in on the Troll. This chap failed his courage test to charge the Troll, but all of the orcs now are away from Spirit Heroes, so they don't cause terror anymore. And the elves have been able to get in and do what elves like to do. Over here, this chap has charged into a Warg Rider with spear support, which stopped this Warg Rider from coming round because of his control zone. He'd have had to loop all the way around and he couldn't do anything, so he's just charged into that spear support. And then the Barrow Wight leader is just hiding behind a tree, miles away from combat, just to stay alive and not give away any leader kill victory points. So no shooting. We'll go into the combat phase and we'll start off with this one here. And the elf is going to shield against that charging Warg Rider, and he wins it on the 5. He'd actually have won it on the 2, so he didn't need to shield, but you never know. So 1-on-1, this time the elf's going to fight it. Oh, and just win. Then he needs 5s, because these Warg Riders don't have shields. I keep forgetting, but it's actually irrelevant on strength 3 anyway. And he's dead. Does the Warg stay? No, so close. Courage 2, the Warg has fled. We'll then do this one here, 1-on-1. Ooh, that time it definitely goes to evil, but there is the banner. Doesn't help. just a 5. He's not got a shield. No, he backs away. They've just been trading blows. There's always one of those combats in a game of SBG where two guys will pair off and fight for the majority of the game. So here, oh yeah, we'll do this one. We'll let the troll set the bar. And he's got a 6. So Haldir and his 2 friends. The 2 friends, oh, they can't feint. They could only stab. We'll not bother with that. So Haldir on the tabletop ramblings dice. Ooh, bottles it. There is the banner to the 6, saving Haldir's might. That is absolutely brilliant. That banner has been worth every single penny. So it's another roll off. There's Elven Blade, so it's just a 1 or 2 to evil. Oh, it's a 1. The troll wins, and the troll, without even needing to stop to think, is going after Haldir. He's wounding on 4s down to 3s, and bang, he puts down 2 wounds on Haldir. Haldir with just 1 fate. 1 fate. Oh, a 3. So he uses that last point of might to go down to 1 wound. No fate. The troll smashes him in the face. Very nearly killed him there. But fortunately, Haldir, not having to spend might for a good couple of turns because of that banner, has kept him alive. So the banner really has been MVP for the elves. We've then got a 1-on-1 here. And the elf is going to faint, actually. He loses, but Banner wins the fight on the draw. So, oh, in fact, possibly. What does his fight value go down to? He fainted. His fight value goes down to 4. So he still won, and then he doesn't kill. We then have these 2 1-on-1s. So we have the Spearman 1-on-1, Spearman on Spearman. And again, the elf's going to faint. Why not? So he's 1, re-rolling 1s. He gets the 6 anyway and kills that Spearman. And that is Angmar broken now. So then a 1-on-1. Banner re-roll. No. Spearman doesn't kill. He did a 5 there. That 4 just not quite enough. We've then got a 1-on-1. And it goes to good, needing a 5. No. The torchbearer there stays alive. But then we have Rumil and Friend. And Rumil can feint against the 2 orcs. So Rumil, tabletop ramblings dice. Ooh, does not win. The banner is miles away and Rumil's out of might. Rumil loses. Oh, he maybe loses the fight, but his parry, he can make them re-roll the 6 to a 1. Rumil, unstoppable beast that he is, has forced a victory there. He needs, in fact, he needs 4s on the Spearman. So we'll go for the Spearman first. No, but he fainted, so re-rolling to a yes, and then everything else on the remaining chap. Fainted, and he kills both. What an absolute demon. We then have this last 1-on-1. That chap's not going to faint because he's a long way from the banner. He wins it on the draw. Oh, he should have fainted. Would he have killed him? No. So he backs away, and that is a very, very broken Angmar. Let's roll for next turn priority, and it goes to good, which is almost a shame, really, for good, because it would be quite nice to just leave the orcs and trolls to run and then just engage what's left. But instead, they're probably going to have to risk it and go after some stuff. So we'll come back after good have moved. End of the movement phase for good. And they have just charged pretty much everything. The troll has been charged by loads, but left open, so the banner had to move, not into combat, but close enough to trap him, because this chap failed his courage. But fortunately, he's in base, so he can still at least be a support. Rumil and co have all ganged up on him. There's a 1-on-1, this 1-on-1 here. And then for evil, they have some courage tests. So this chap here fails. The other spearman, oh, he does pass, which is nice. He's just going to charge in. Why not? So he's in there. And then the most important courage test is this lad here, who passes on flying colours. The leader there, hiding off in a corner. Everything else is engaged in combat, so no courage tests there. We'll go straight into the combats. These two elves, front one fainting, win on a 2 high. The elven fight value here has just been incredible, especially coupled with that banner. And they kill the rider. Does the warg stay? Yes, which is crazy considering the nasty situation that Angmar find themselves in. But that warg is brave. We've then got a 1-on-1. And it goes to the elf, needing a 5. Doesn't kill him. Obviously, he just backs off. He's fine. We'll then do this 1-on-1. And he's not going to faint. Oh, he's lost. There's no banner. But he's fine there. Backing away. We've then got Rumil and 3. So, Rumil and all his guys. We'll let that spearman set the bar on a 6. Way. So, Rumil has 3 and he has 3 friends. Rumil is going to faint and 2 of them as well. If it makes a difference, they've won. They're also going to make him parry. Oh, to a 6. That orc is not giving up. But he's lost on fight value. So then Rumil wounding on 4s because he's strength 4, defense 4. And he guts him with 2 tabletop rambling 6s. Absolutely shreds that guy. We've then got a 1-on-1. It's a loss for the elves, but he can reroll with the banner, so he wins. 5+ to kill, a 4. He doesn't kill him. And then it is the troll combat. So the troll sets the bar at just a 5. He is against 4 and Haldir. So Haldir in the tabletop ramblings dice, and then 4 guys. And we didn't declare that any were two-handing or doing anything like that, so we're just going to roll. Oh, and they get the 6, fortunately. So, trapped. So these are double strikes. We'll do the plebs first. Nothing. Nothing. So then Haldir, his first double strike, does nothing. And his second does 1 wound. So the troll there suffers 1 wound. The last act of the game as the forces of Angmar are now quartered. So that is the game over, and we'll count up the victory points.
Victory points. Angmar take an early lead with 1 victory point for wounding Haldir. And the elves get nothing as they were unable to wound the leader Barrow Wight. But then the elves start to really claw it back. They broke Angmar while being unbroken themselves. And that is 5 victory points to nothing. And then they also have a banner remaining at the end for 2. And they are the ones that quartered their opponent for a further 2, which is a 9-1 victory to Lothlorien. So that is the end of the game. A 9-1 victory to Lothlorien, but it really could have gone either way. Those trolls are lethal. The incredible luck of Haldir and Rumil getting so many resists was quite unheard of. Done a couple of practice games just so that we didn't do injustice to Angmar, as this is Alex's list, and in every game the trolls have just massacred the heroes. So really did all come down to luck there for the elves, and to the magnificent tabletop ramblings dice getting a lot of 6s on the resists. So a really good list from Alex, and a really good fun game. I hope you enjoyed this game, and if you'd like to see one of your lists on the channel, do comment below, send it in, and I'll see what we can do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.